Welcome back. We're here to talk about this Mystery Starkiller Variant number 6 from Starfall. I believe the direction was to sort of have like a Mace Windu, Dooku, I'm not 100% sure, vibe for the accents on this. So that's why we've got like some cool brass, some intricate hand etching by Nick, this purple glass eye that does have shine through. I don't know how well you're seeing that right now. And then the exposed crystal chamber. So yeah, this is, Nick's hand-built SKs, right? So like 90% to 95% of these are hand built. Obviously, he takes like a cover tech, and then a couple other like found or manufactured parts like these pins. But all the rest of it is like on his lathe, cut out, and all that. So let's hop down to the table. Let's show off the chassis. Let's talk about some of the electronics. We'll come back out. We'll show with like a little quick demo blade. I'm not going to go too heavy into details on this one because this is a returning client and all the programming is going to be very similar to ones that he's done before. So let's do that. So, well, let's do this real quick. So this comes with a blade plug. It's obviously diffusing the emitter. So right now we've got some animation in the off state. Very cool blade plug, by the way. So yeah, this takes the Shadofoil Neopixel and subblades it into 3 independent rings. We do have a Neopixel strip behind the mesh, the brass mesh, that generally will be only during the on state, but a couple presets, I've decided to do something in the off state. Obviously, we've got an independent crystal, so that's a single Neopixel accent. And then we've got this set screw for the grip right here. And this will stay in line with the left side of the fins. We've got dome tactile. Top is our main, bottom is our aux. And then once that's disengaged, we can take the grip off, set it off to the side. We've got a lower crystal chamber that has its own independent Neopixel underneath it doing its own thing. And then this was the chassis that my client picked from some preset ones that I've done. I did a quick demo for Mystery 189 for David of the Saber Museum, which uses the same chassis, but obviously with some different paint job. I did some light rub and buff to sort of match the faded copper, faded brass. So this had a copper spray paint and then came back on top with some rub and buff, a mix of rub and buff. Let me turn this light down just a bit so we can see the accent pixels more clearly. So what I did do, because this is for Gerald of House of Corellia, these, I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but these are that purple Edison filaments. So that'll always be the color of these, but the actual like animations and on and off states will be different for each preset. So there we can see our shine through for the glass eye. We've got subbladed greeblie like accents. So under the port greeblie, these 5 shine through. There's 10 underneath this baffled greeblie. Those will do different things in the on and off state. And then these vent greeblies are subbladed into 3. And for the most part, the outer ones will mimic each other and the inner one will do something different. And then if we turn it on, you can see what the on state is for these. So now you can see that accent strip behind the crystal chamber. And then obviously the blade does something different. So if we go here. And what I did try to do was mix it up a little bit. So I think on camera these are showing up very similar in color, but these are different shades of blue. And then I think they do something different in the on state. Yeah. And then behind the thing we've got a green accent. Just something different so it's not all the same. You can see the paint job here. I did some heat staining pigments. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. Heat staining pigments on that baffled greeblie like I like to do for this thing. And then just some touch up really close paint. I don't know how well that's going to show up, but you can sort of see independent on those buttons. Same thing here, just splashes of color so that there's some interest in here. 28mm KR bass speaker. Again, these are 2020 strips. Proffie V3, configs on the SD card, high amp kill switch, Edison filaments, another greeblie, single Shadofoil nanopixel, a regular 50/50 crystal pixel PCB, and then another 20/20 strip. I think that's 10 or 15 pixels behind. So yeah, let's see if we can show this off on the better camera. It does kind of get a little washed out. You can see. And then hopefully you can see the Edison filaments will go full bright on accent clashes. All right. So let's secure the grip and let's put a blade in it. This takes I think a 1-inch diameter blade. One thing I will say, let's go ahead and hit the kill switch. So 18650 battery in the battery chamber. I don't normally highlight the logo, but the logo's there. What I normally highlight is to show that the positive is towards the emitter, spring side your negative. So yeah, just pop that in. And if you want to get it out, you can just kind of lightly tap it like that. It's pretty easy. So this will come with a wrapped battery, but I'm low on supplies, so this is my old battery. You can see this is a TCS one. Again, we'll line up on the left side of the screws. You'll see like a little bit of a mar there from where Nick set this up. And then we'll just secure the grip. And then up top, we have the same size set screw. I believe these are the exact same. But let me make sure that's true. Yes, it's the same Allen key for both. And we'll just rest that on the PCB pins. Again, this is a 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade. This is just a demo blade because obviously, like I said, this is the return client.
Hero's Journey. Ruin. Reconcile.
It does have the Starfall font package, which sports 3 new sound fonts, Legacy, Alliance, and Ascension. So I want to demo those real quick because they're kind of new for this customer.
Legacy.
Okay, so here we go. We also have some additional fonts and features. So I've already demoed that for the customer, but he liked to have the Jedi Fallen Order party mode, so that's on here. We also have the Acolyte series with those different like Crystal Bleed and Cortosis class features. Those are on here. There's a few additional ones, but I've left about 30% of the config space-wise to fill up with some additional blade styles should you choose to do so. But yeah, let's show this off real quick. Now the new fonts all have preons. So if you use twist on or thrust on, which are the gestures I've set for on, then you'll bypass that. So if you want to see the preon, you have to press power. Again, power's top, aux is bottom. So let's do that. They're both really quick and they're just kind of like sparks. Right. So just wanted to show that off. But really cool sounding. I think I've set this to about 2250. It could probably go hotter, but it's very close to the pommel. And so for that reason, I didn't think we needed to go louder.
Alliance.
Same thing with the Alliance. So we can see that. Also has a preon. That one's even quicker. So. Okay. I did, like I said, provide twist on and twist off. So if you do a gesture on, again, we bypass the preon. Now we're in battle mode. So if you lightly tap, you'll get clash, like glancing blows, clashes. But if you do a real hard clash, you'll engage lockup. So we can't see that on the blade, but you can see it in the crystal. And then if you pull out of that position, you'll get out of the lockup. So if I had my full blade in, which I normally do these with, you would see that. But so again, I've set it the battle mode clash threshold so that you could still kind of demonstrate if you want to glancing blows. So we'll do that again, twist on, right? But if we want to show the preon, and if we want to see inside the crystal there, it's red, but we got a blue on the backside. So independent. And again, light taps. Right, but if we hit harder, you'll see we're in a lockup, so we pull away. Now, these last three of the Starfall fonts, I've done some different tracks than I normally do. But if you want to get to the designated track, just hold power for 2 seconds with it pointed up. So that's it. For this one, thanks to the customer for your repeat business. I hope you enjoy this saber. This does sport the OS 715 and the FET263 prop file. So all of the questions can be answered either on the FET263 website. This customer's pretty savvy. He will probably reprogram as soon as he gets this to add some additional fonts. Yeah, to anybody else out there watching these, I appreciate you sticking around for that. If you have any questions about this particular hilt, let me know in the comments. I don't normally engage on these YouTube videos, but if I see something that sparks my interest that I think is a good question, I'll jump in and try to answer those questions. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and may the force be with you.